Hi gang, do you remember what an extraordinary year it was in 2020? If you can cast your minds back all that way, so many groundbreaking possibilities in that year. Everybody achieved their dreams, I'm sure. And in the year 2020, Stardumb Records brought out this celebration, 20 years of Stardumb Records. In fact, bit of a preface for you, before I even start to look at this record, I'm going to go and have a dance to it. So on the front cover of this record we have a mouse looking at a record sleeve in a room, as you can see, which is a record listener's dream room. In fact, just looking at this makes me want to get up and dance. So before I carry on, I'm just going to go and have a bit of a jig. Okay, let's move on to the back of the album. As we can see here, we have a double LP. 7 tracks, 7 tracks, 7 tracks and 7 tracks. That's more than I can comprehend. And what's happened here is that different bands from the stable and history of Stardumb Records are covering other bands' songs from the history of Stardumb Records. So for example, Lone Wolf are covering Toys That Kill, Sonic Dolls are covering The Windowsill, Even in Blackouts are covering The Manges. But the bands on here, the bands, you've got to check this out. We've got The Creeps, The Travoltas, Windowsill, Kepi Ghoulie, Lucy and the Rats, K7s, Apers, Local Drags. If you're a fan of the sound of Stardumb Records, you're going to love the sound of this. And just talking about the sound of this is making me feel like I want to get up and have a dance. So excuse me for a second while I do. So this came out in 2020. What a surprise, on Stardumb Records. Let's take a look within. So on the inside we just have credits of all the songs. Inside the gatefold of the double LP we have the credits of the songs, who originally brought them out, etc. Lots of information, and there's no insert as you'd imagine. Because indeed it's a gatefold, so the information is within. We have the traditional formulaic, uniform label that you'd come to expect. Very tidy looking label from Stardumb Records in dual colours here. At the top, the title of the compilation, and at the bottom is the song names. And the title. Oh, just looking at them, it makes me want to get up and have a dance. So excuse me for a moment while I just go and have a quick one. Oh, that was a good time. Let's take a look. A sturdy record indeed, a sturdy record from Stardumb Records. It has to be a sturdy record to carry the weight of all these great bands and all of the great songs contained within. Let's give it an earwig. And that, my friends, is just an example of the music that you're going to get on this compilation album that came out last year from Stardumb Records. It's a lovely piece for your collection. I love these compilations whereby the bands cover the other band's music, be it because they're forced to by coercion, or be it because they're simply picking their favourites. Because it's something that means a lot to them. For example, the Manges are probably like, oh, we really love the Pee-wees, so we're gonna do a cover of one of their songs. And then the company's like, yeah, mate, Nice one. Get to it. And that's just how it works out. It's all good stuff. And looking at this album, I've got so many thoughts going through my head. It's keeping me warm. It's making me happy that all these bands came together to do this project, and it's making me want to have a little bit of a dance. So excuse me while I just take myself off for a quick jig. So good. Do I recommend that you get this? Of course I do. Of course. 20 out of many. This gets a very solid 20 out of many. From a compilation like this, you're going to discover bands probably that you haven't heard before, but in a genre that you love. They might be playing songs that you did know, playing songs that you didn't know by other artists. You're going to learn from a record like this, from a double LP. It's a good place. So thanks very much for checking out my very important review of this lovely double LP. So go and check it out. You can get it on stardumbrecords.com, I believe. That's on the internet. And maybe in space. Yeah, so all the best, guys. Don't let the flaps of metal bonk you on the head while you're walking too close to a loose building. You know exactly what I'm talking about. See you guys, unless I don't.
Thank you ever so much for watching my very good video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Very Good channel and come back next week for another very good video. A video to watch now. It's a good video.